Treacle tarts.
Treacle tarts. And ice creams. And all free.
Come along, kitty winkies.
Come on, but Jeremy.
Lori, tell me about your son, Jeremy.
Well, Jeremy saw all that was going on with Jessica, and she saw how the Church of Scientology turned Jessica against me as her parent before this all started. We did everything together. Now I have a child who's angry at me, doesn't want to talk to me. Jeremy said, Mom, I'll never do that to you. I promise you, Mom, my son and I were the best of friends. I had to have a knee replacement, and I was scheduled for surgery in November of 09, or 08. And I went in, and it was a real difficult surgery for me. It ended up being a botched surgery. The doctor put in 2 sizes too big of an implant in my knee, but we didn't know that at the time. And I came home, and a week after I was home resting, I was in a lot of pain. I was on high levels of Oxycontin, which is Percocet. My son, behind my back, was taken to an event like my daughter was behind my back with my ex-husband to a Sea Org recruiting event.
Lollipops! Come along, my little ones! Lollipops! Ice cream! Chocolate, all free today!
Listen.
Come along, children! Lollipops!
Sunday morning, he comes over to my house, and I'm in excruciating pain. I'm on an ice machine, a knee movement machine. I'm in a walker. I can't walk by myself. I was really bad off. He comes in. Hi, Mom. And I go, hi, Jeremy. And he goes, I'm sorry, I'm just really emotional with this.
It's okay.
This is really hard. I'm reliving the moment. And he says, I want to join the Sea Org. And I was in so much pain from my knee, and just at that moment I thought, I'm losing my son. And I already went through this with my daughter, got her back, and now my son says even worse. He wants to join the Sea Org. The Sea Org is an organization, the elite clergy. Okay, they're the elite in Scientology, the top of the top.
Yes.
He wants to join the Sea Org and sign a billion-year contract to dedicate his life at 15 years old. Anyway, I started crying, and I said, no, absolutely not. And I just started bawling. I mean, and I called my mom. I go, I need help, Mom. I go, I can't deal with this. I can't think. I can't. You need to help me. So she got in the car and drove as fast as she could over to my ex-husband, Jim Leake. My mom drove over there and said, Jim, you need to call this off. Lori cannot handle this right now. And she said he cannot join or think about it till he's 18, and that's final. That evening, here comes Jeremy and says, Mom, I need to talk to you some more. I go, I'm not talking about the Sea Org. Okay. 5 minutes later, do you understand, Mom? This is my purpose in my life. Don't you want me to be happy? I'm doing this for you. I mean, you're my mom. I want to help save the planet. This is my calling. This is something I was meant to do. 100% sure, Mom, I want to do this. And he wanted to leave in a couple days.
Well, now this sounds like he had been coached.
Yes, he was coached all day to come back and see me that evening by the Sea Org recruiters, the elite clergy. He was coached by them and his father.
Jeremy was 15 years old
He was
at this
15,
time.
yes.
And they tried to get
And
your
behind my
permission.
back, after I said no, he was coached all day to come and talk to me again. When they saw how hysterical and how upset I was. My husband came in, my current husband's CR, and he saw this. And he said, Jeremy, you need to leave right now. Jeremy didn't leave. He kept trying to handle me, to let him go. My husband called Pat Weiner, the mission holder of San Jose, who was also our ethics officer to help us with family matters, and said, you need to stop this. Lori cannot do, she's going to end up back in the hospital. You need to stop it. And he said, there's nothing I can do. So they did not back off.
Do you think that they started trying to recruit your son when they found out that you were temporarily disabled? Do you think they were doing that on purpose to try and get you while you were weak?
Oh, they most definitely. Most definitely. Because they thought I was probably going to be so medicated, I would have said, go ahead.
So it's not a coincidence that all this happened
No.
at once?
And all the players knew. My case supervisor was John Allender's wife, Linda Allender. She was aware of everything. In fact, I would call her for help and say, I can't deal with this. And she would not let me talk about it. She would say, let's just talk about what assist we're going to give you to help you with your knee. I go, that's not the problem. My problem is they're trying to take my son. That's the problem. Not my knee, I'm in pain. I don't want to do an assist. I want to stop them recruiting my son. But she kept saying, oh no, she would not address it.
Aha! Captain, I think we've got them.
Lieutenant! Gentlemen, break down this door! Quick! Yes, sir! Quick! Get this door open!
They came to my door and they were banging on my door. I mean, banging.
Sea Org recruiters banging
The same
on your door.
recruiters. Gerald was one, and I don't remember the woman's name. And they were just slamming on my door. And I told them, go away. And I went, and I was so upset. I'm in a lot of pain that I went in the bathroom and locked the door because I was like so terrified. Then later on that evening, they took my son with Gerald, the Sea Org recruiter, to my mom's house late at night. Knocked on her door. She was in bed. My stepfather said, what are you doing, Jeremy? You're supposed to be home in bed getting ready for school. What are you doing with this man? And he said, we want to talk to Dee. Well, they wanted to try to handle my mom to handle me. After that happened, they went to my mom's work the next day and met her in the parking lot when she was trying to go see a client. My mom did stress counseling. And they stopped and wanted to talk to her. She said, I'm not talking to you. I need to go counsel my client. So after that, my mom could tell I wasn't doing well. I was in a lot of pain. And more pain than just my knee. I was having other things going on. And I ended up having an ovarian cyst rupture. And my mom had to immediately drive me to the ER, and I made it just in time. I could have died from that. I was in the ER for 12 hours. 2 weeks after my knee replacement. Had an ovarian cyst rupture and pneumonia because I could never rest. I could never heal because I had Sea Org recruiters trying to take my son. He'd go outside after I'd say no, and he was on the phone. They were trying to handle what to say to me to get me to say, you can go. After a week of that, I was broken down. I fought it, and I thought, I'm going to lose my son because of the disconnection policy if I don't agree. I mean, I knew about it. And I thought, I finally just said I was so much pain with my knee that I couldn't think straight, and I couldn't fight it anymore. I fought it for 6 months, and I went through it with my daughter. And I finally said, you can go, because I knew he would probably end up hating me and ruin our relationship like my daughter and I when I didn't agree for her to go on staff. Oh, once I said he could go, he was gone in 2 days. But I was promised that he would have his schooling. I worked real hard at him getting his driver's license. We were almost getting his driver's license, and they promised me that they would finish that up, that he would have his schooling, that he could come home for his 16th birthday.
Come along, my little dears, my little mice. Come to me. What will it be? Ice cream?
Yay, ice cream!
Strawberry, chocolate? It's all inside. Come along, my little dears. Go inside, not a baby. Go inside, my little dears.